morning, everybody. We are heading back to Venice, Florida today. Going on another Megalodon tooth dive with top to bottom chartered. Stoked to get out there. Conditions are honestly looking really good. Not seeing any weather coming in for the day. Very, very tired this morning. As my coffee is slowly starting to make its way to my brain, I am starting to remember some of the things that I forgot. Like shaving my mustache or bringing Vaseline so my mask doesn't leak. My defog is definitely sitting in a bin somewhere, and I hope my gloves are in the bag. But I think that's all the damage so far. We'll find out when we get there. Important part is that I have my mask, my fins, my regulator, and my BC. Anything else is just a matter of comfort at that point, so I'm sure we'll be fine. Anyways, we will check back in at the boat ramp. Got another hour drive, and then we'll be out on the water. So 3 tanks in total today, a lot more bottom time. Hopefully that equates to more meg teeth on the surface.
Walking up to the boat here, you'll see Captain Joe, who is the man. He sets up all your gear before you even hop on board and just caters to you the entire day. Like literally swaps your tank for you, sets up your regulator after every dive, and makes sure you're set before the next one. Captain Joe said that when it comes to Venice shark tooth diving, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the good is that there's big megs and all sorts of other fossils to be found right off the shore of Venice. And it's also a super shallow dive with no deco. So we're doing 90-minute dives at the bottom almost the entire time, where compared to an area like North Carolina, I heard you're only getting about 20 minutes of bottom time because of the depths there. The bad is that the viz can be pretty trash, and then the winds coming in can make it hard to dive sometimes. And then the ugly, I guess, is that the swells can turn the ocean into like a literal washing machine, totally changing up the bottom. And then a couple big hurricanes last year did the same thing, scattering a lot of the fossils, making them difficult to re-find after that. Alright, so here I am dropping in on one of the dives for the day, and it's a really good example of the visibility. Bottom's 33 feet here, and as you can see, 24 foot, 25 foot, you have no idea where the bottom is, and then it just kind of magically appears as your fins start to touch the bottom. The biggest thing I learned on this trip was the skill, or the art behind fossil hunting underwater. They did a really good job teaching you about this on this trip, and the whole time I edit this video, this underwater footage, I'm secretly scared that I'm going to see a Megalodon tooth that I missed underneath the surface. And I can almost guarantee that if you're not one of these people that are out here doing it on a consistent basis, you're probably swimming over top of teeth all the time. But I think that's part of what makes it so fun and keeps so many people coming back. The basics of what I learned is the importance of finding good bottom and knowing what good bottom looks like. So a lot of fossils and rubble and that type of deal. And then working a pattern while you're out there. So you're not just kind of like randomly making your way through the area. You're understanding the dive site, you know where you're finding this good bottom, and then you have a pattern to kind of work through patch to patch. Back home in Michigan, I love to look for Petoskey stones, and it's kind of similar. Once your eye recognizes the pattern that you're looking for, it gets a lot easier to find them. And with every dive that I've ever been on, you always see something cool, something unexpected, and this dive was no different from that. This is a beautiful little hi-hat drum here. And then this here is the first Gulf toadfish I've ever seen. And then believe it or not, underneath that pile of rocks and shells there is a sea urchin. It's got itself a little home. Really, in my mind, there's nothing better than just being underwater, and the ability to find fossils and meg teeth is just an added bonus. Here you can see my haul from the first dive, and I found a perfect sand tiger tooth that I was really excited about at the top of the screen there. It's got both of the little fangs coming off it, and I've never seen one in better condition. These are my finds from the last spot he took us to. He called Candyland. Found a partial meg, partial mako, snaggletooth, and a tiger shark tooth, so I was pretty stoked about that as well. All in all, the good definitely outweighs the bad and the ugly of Venice shark tooth diving, and I had a great time out on the water with top to bottom. All right, it is post dive. We are walking up to a store called Shark Frenzy right now, and I guess it's a cool gift shop type deal, and they'll also wrap your shark teeth for you. So if you're out diving Venice and you find a trophy meg that you want to put on a necklace, this is going to be the place to go to get that taken care of. This store had literally all things shark tooth hunting and a lot of really cool gifts and souvenirs as well. If you're not a scuba diver, it had all the equipment for sifting for it from shore, so it's kind of a must stop if you're in the Venice area for shark teeth. Naturally, I had to get my pristine sand tiger tooth wrapped. And honestly, after this, I think I'm gonna get a wire wrap kit and start wrapping my own teeth.
Oh, heck yeah.
And there's the finished product, ready for display.
Great part about my job, 3 days off. Not so great part about my job, I work midnights. So I think I have the adequate amount of steak and shake here to put me into a food coma. I'm gonna get home, get my stuff soaking in my garbage can, and then pass out and deal with the rest of life's problems tomorrow after work.
So that is going to be a wrap on today's video. In the month of July, I'm going to be going out to the east side of the state, doing some shark dives and some reef dives over in Jupiter and West Palm. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.